questions, okay, according to the question requirement. But if examiner will ask you specifically about different methods of motivation, so you should discuss about the different financial rewards and of course the non-financial methods. Okay, so like we just learned that there are a lot of things, there are a lot of needs a person have, so a person has, so that is why it is like it is our duty as a manager just to analyze and identify that what are the needs of a specific labor, and after that we can easily tackle and we can easily you can say that analyze that how to deal with a specific labor and how to motivate them, and what are the things which will work for them, and what are the things which we have to work on in order to motivate our laborers. Okay, so we have some financial rewards, like you can motivate your employees giving some financial rewards, and there are also non-financial rewards. Okay, so sometimes in question they will ask you to choose between the financial and non-financial rewards, non-financial methods. So it is always good that if you justify your answer by saying that mixture of both financial and non-financial reward is important if we want to motivate our employees. Because if you are giving a good salary and good bonus, but you are not giving them any training, and you are not giving any kind of promotional opportunities to them, so they will not happy with your company. Okay, so maybe they will switch to any other company, and it will increase your labor turnover, which is you know that it might be very harmful for your business operations. So that is why non-financial methods and financial rewards both are, you can say that the mixture of these rewards are very important if you want to apply in this in real world, if you want to apply, if you want to motivate your laborers. So you cannot motivate them only with financial rewards, you should provide some non-financial methods, or sorry, non-financial rewards also. So like if you mix these two methods, so it will give you a better result. Okay, so we have financial rewards. So first of all, talk about the wages. Okay, so basically wages are paid on every week, sometime in cash and sometimes directly into the bank account. It is basically used to pay every week. It is better if we are paying wages to the manufacturing, to the laborers who are working in production department. So it is very good for them. So there are a lot of advantages of wages. Okay, like workers get paid on a regular basis, and they don't have to wait long for some money, because of course if you are paying on weekly basis, so they will not get a high amount. So of course there will be a low amount, so they cannot wait for some money. So wages tend to be paid to the manual workers mostly. So such as worker may be working in a workhouse and your factory. Okay, so if the employees works longer than their normal hours, like if you get you can say that a high project, if you have like if you get a high deal, and if your customer says that they need 1,000 extra t-shirts on the right time, or maybe 2,000 extra t-shirts, so sometimes you impose an extra timing on your employees. So that is why employees or maybe your workers work longer than their normal hours in specific scenarios. So they can usually be paid overtime. Of course, like you will pay overtime, because if you're not paying them extra amount for the overtime, so they will not work for you like for extra hours. They will just If you're not paying any overtime, so they will not work for you for extra hours. Okay. So of course, like if they are working and working an extra hour for you, like if maybe for 2 hours or maybe 3 hours, so it is very important to pay them extra amount. So like it is their right. Okay. So if the employees workers longer than normal days, so they can usually be paid overtime. So this is their regular amount per hour plus an extra amount. Okay. For example, our workers um, paid by you $500 weekly. So if he work for 5 hours extra, so he will get extra amount of working extra hour. Okay. Uh, so this is their regular amount per hour plus an extra amount basically. Okay. So this is an incentive to work additional hours when required by the business. So that is why it is very important if you pay to them like in wages. So it is very good because it is very easy for you to trace the extra amount for every extra hour. So this is a very best method if you apply this financial reward specifically into on production departments label. Okay. But there are also, of course, there are also some drawbacks. So as the wages are paid weekly, they have to be calculated every week, which takes time and money, of course. Like you have to appoint, you can say the accountant, an extra accountant, and he is totally responsible to make a wage sheet for your labors because you are paying every week. So that is why the other senior accountants are busy with making financial statements like income statements and other important financial statements. Like they are not free to make wage sheets on regular on weekly basis. So that is why it is very sometimes costly for you, and it also takes a lot of time. And wage clerk are often employed to perform this task. As I said that you should need to appoint any extra person, like he can be accountant or he can be a simple wage clerk. So in calculating the wages to be paid, they can be worked out in a number of different ways. So they can use time rate or piece rate. Okay. So there is also two other methods: time rate or piece rate. Time rate and piece rate. It is also for manufacturing sector. Um, um, not specifically for manufacturing sector, but for your production department. Okay. So time rate is a payment by the labor. For example, if an employee is paid $5 per hour, so they work for maybe 40 hours. So you will have to multiply 40 multiplied by 40 into 5. So it means that you have to pay them $200. Okay. So this is a time rate. So this makes it easy to calculate the workers' wages. There is, you can say, the main advantage is easy to calculate according to their time, like the time they are giving you in your production department. So it is very easy to calculate. the workers' wages. And the worker knows exactly how much they will be paid for working a certain period of time. Okay. So, but there are also some limitations that the hours work are often recorded on a timesheet, which must be filled in and used to calculate the wages by the accounts department. So this system takes time also. Okay. Like this is also the same drawback in which you just seen in the wage rate. So the same drawback you are now um, saying the time rate. Okay. And there are also good and bad workers get paid the same amount of money. So it you can say that a bit very demotivating thing for the workers who are working to a greater extent, and they are working um, you can say the very with the loyalty for your company, because you know that if a worker there are two basically worker A and worker B. So maybe worker B is not producing um good quality shoes. Okay. But A workers works with loyalty for the company. But B workers also spends 5 hours in your production department, and A also works for 5 hours. And here like they are getting the same payment, okay, like $200. So maybe worker demotivated by this thing, that I am working with my you can say that a full energy, and I am giving my 100%. And but B worker is not producing a good quality of shoes, but he is still getting $200. So maybe A will also just work like B worker. Maybe he will also not producing he will not produce good quality shoes for your company, because he thinks, okay, if B is getting $200, so why should I work harder for the company? Okay. So this is the thing. So often supervisors are needed to make sure the workers keep working and producing a good quality product. So this is expensive because more supervisors are needed by the business. So the business have to pay an extra amount to the supervisor also, and you have to pay a salary to the supervisors, because you cannot trace their trace the cost of their services. Okay. So there should be a clocking in system is needed to determine the number of hours worked by the employee. So it is also very you can say a big drawback of time rate. So time rate is often used when where it is difficult to measure the output of the worker. For example, a bus driver or hotel receptionist. So can say that it is good for bus driver and a hotel receptionist. And of course, it is best for a teacher also. A teacher or a lecturer, they are also nowadays lecturer and teachers are also working on the time rate. Okay. So there is a piece rate also. And what is a piece rate? Let's discuss about this. So what is a piece rate? Piece rate is where the workers are paid depending on the quantity of products made. Like if you are making a greater quantity of products, so it means that you will have a large amount of money. Okay. So the more the workers make products, the more they get paid. So a basic rate is usually paid with additional money paid according to that how many products have been produced. The piece rate can be applied to bonus systems where employees who produce more than a set target of output can be rewarded. So piece rates can only be used where it is possible to measure the performance of an individual or a team. And there, the advantage of this piece rate system is that it encourages workers to work faster and produce more goods. Okay, so we can use this piece rate on sales team also. Like you should set a pay scale for sales team. Like you can set maybe $15,000 as their basic salary. Okay. So after then you can give them a target that if you will sell if you will sell 5 pairs of shoes, so you will get percentage of the selling price of one shoe. So this is the piece rate. Okay. So you can also apply this on the sales team and of course, production department's labor. Okay. Like it will be useful for both kind of employees. So there are also possible limitations that workers may concentrate on making a large number of products and they ignore quality. Like if you apply this piece rate on the production department, okay, not on the sales team because this is a totally different field. So if workers may be concentrated on making a large amount of products and they ignore the quality, okay, producing goods that may not sell very well because they are of a poor quality, and this usually requires a quality control system, and this is very expensive because you have to hire uh, you will have to hire a product quality department's employees. Okay, and if poor quality good as produced, this could damage the reputation of the business. So this is the very you can say a very big issue for applying this piece rate on the production department's labor. And workers who are careful in their work will not earn as much as those who rush, so which may not be seen as fair. And friction between the employees may be caused as some will earn more than others. So it is also the case. Okay. So if the machinery breaks down, the employees will earn less money. So because of this, workers are often paid a guaranteed minimum amount of money. So these are like some kind of possible limitations. So after that, we have salaries. So salary is basically paid monthly. Okay. And it is normally straight into a bank account. And they are not paid in cash. It is usual for office staff or management to be paid salaries. It is for white collar staff, not for the cleaners, not for the laborers who are working in production department. Okay. So salary is basically calculated as an amount of money per year for the job. Like your when you may be selected by any organization. So So HR will tell you that your yearly salary will be 5 lakh or 10 lakh. So after that, if it is 5 lakh, so you have to divide 5 lakh by the 12, and you would have your monthly salary, and you should, like, you can know that, okay, this is my monthly salary now. So basically it is divided into 12 monthly amounts. So this means it's easy to calculate salary cost for the business. Okay. And the employer has the money in their bank account for longer than if they were paying their workers wages, as salaries are paid only once a month. Because like if you are applying piece rate and wage rate and time rate, so you will have to pay every week. So it is very difficult for employer also to pay every week, because it will also, you can say, that decrease your working capital. But if you are paying salaries to the employees, so it means that you will have to pay once in a month. So it can be very manageable for the management to manage their cash, manage their working capital. And a payment has to be calculated only once a month instead of at least 4 times a month. So this is the main advantage of the salary, but it has also some possible limitations, that workers may prefer to pay paid weekly, because maybe they have to pay their weekly expenses. So that is why maybe they will say that no, we want weekly wages, so we don't want to get salaries. So this is how it is. So these are, like, this is the possible limitation of the salaries. And of there are also some possible limitation, that no payment for extra time work. Like if a staff um maybe have to work for some extra hours for 2 hours or maybe 3 hours, so you will not pay them, because they are not producing any kind of shoes or any kind of product into your production department. So like they will not get paid. So that is why maybe they will, this thing will demotivate them, that they are working for extra hour but they are still getting only a basic or a fixed salary in a month. So it is also a major drawback or major limitation of salary. So after that we have bonuses. Bonuses. So bonus is a lump sum paid to workers when they have worked well. So it can be paid at the end of the year or at intervals during the year. So bonuses do not have to be paid. A business can decide to pay a bonus just to an individual worker who has performed well, or to all of its employees if the business has exceeded certain targets. Okay, so like it is best for sales team. Okay. Oh, so we are discussing. So when bonus is paid in addition to the standard wage or salary. So being paid a bonus can have positive motivating effects, and workers often consider themselves to be recognized and special if they are paid they are paid a bonus. Okay. So like we can apply this bonus in different situations. Like if you are working in a company and company allows you 4 days off in a month. So like if a company wants that worker should not on leave, okay, like still like they are giving you permission to have 4 days off, but still they don't want that you should on leave. So that is why they can keep a bonus on those 4 day leaves. Okay. So they can say that, okay, if you will not use this facility, so we will provide half of your salary as per one day which is considered as off day. Okay, like they are giving you permission to like they are giving you 4 holidays in a month. Okay, but they also want that you should not use them. So in this scenario, they can use this system bonuses. Okay, like they can say, okay, if you are not using these 4 holidays, so we will give you maybe half. Like if you are earning $600 for one day, and if you use 3 holidays, but you didn't use one holiday, so it means that we will pay you $300 for that one day. Okay, so companies use this bonus system into different scenarios. So like it is totally depends on the situation. Okay, so there are some possible limitations also, that bonuses can become expected every year and if they are not paid. So because business has paid a poor year, then employees, it is a disappointment can be difficult to manage. And there is also one more limitation, that if only one or small number of workers are paid a bonus, then bad feeling can be caused, or as other workers resent this and question why they did not receive one. So this is the problem. Okay. So after that, we have. So what is commission basically? These additional payments are often paid to sales staff. The more sales they make, the more money they are paid. So similar to piece rate, but applying only to sales staff. This encourages the sales staff to sell as many products as possible. This should be good for the business as sales may increase and commission is paid in addition to the existing wage or salary. Okay. So it is very beneficial for sales staff. Okay. So possible limitations also. So if the sales staff are very persuasive and encourage people to buy goods they don't really want, then the business may see its sales increase only in the short term and then fall again as it gets a bad reputation. Because yeah, you know that if you are getting a call from any bank to like purchasing a credit card or to purchasing an insurance, so like if you are getting constantly a call from any bank or any insurance company, so you will get very disappointed and you will get very annoyed and you don't want to pick their call. And if in future you really want to purchase any insurance or you really want to purchase any credit card, so you will not purchase credit card insurance from that specific company who were continuously calling you, maybe before like previous week and previous month and previous year. So this is kind of you can say that a very um, uh, maybe it is very difficult for customer to choose that company who have a very persuasive sales staff. So it is somewhere very annoyed for the customers. They are like very they get annoyed from that type of sales staff. Okay, so it can be very stressful for a sales staff, for a sales staff, because if they have a bad month, so their pay will fall, and there might be too much competition between sales staffs to get the next customer. So this is very, you can say that, a big drawback. So after that, we have profit sharing. The profit sharing basically employees receive a share of the profit in addition to their basic wage or salary. And this additional payment should motivate our workers to work hard, as they all receive a share of the profit earned by the business. And the rest of the profit will be paid as dividends to the shareholders or retained by the business. So profit sharing is often used in service sector, where it is difficult to identify an individual employee's contribution to increase profits. And they will all benefits will all benefits from more productive work. But there are also some possible limitations. Basically, profit sharing for the management or for the managers, and of course for the sales team also. Like there is an agreement between the sales team and the company. Whenever company sets a target, for example, company sets a target to achieve 20 lakh sales. Okay, if a company sets a target of 20 lakh sales in a month, company will say to the sales team that okay, 2% or maybe 0.25 or maybe 0.0025% of shares, 0.2% profit share will be yours. And the company uses this profit sharing method for the managers and for the sales team also. Okay, but it has also drawback for the business, that if a business makes very low profit or even a loss, so then no profit share will be possible, so leading to employees disappointment. And the profit share is usually calculated on the basis of additional percentage of workers existing wage or salary. So higher paid worker will receive a higher profit share. So this could cause bad feeling among lower paid workers who consider that they have worked just as hard. Because for managers maybe the profit sharing ratio is high, but for the sales team, for a sales team, profit sharing ratio may be lower. But we know that a sales team, that they work hard for they work hard for to increasing the sales. So that is why maybe they will get disappointed that we are working hard, but still managers are getting high profit sharing ratio. So that is why this is the thing. This is also a drawback.